We are here in South Carolina with Harald Krueger, CEO of BMW. They're celebrating their 25-year anniversary here and launching the new X3, but also making announcements about investment, a lot of investment, and hiring new people. Thanks for your time. Let me ask you first of all about your decision to invest more money and hire another 1,000 people, I believe, here at a time when the U.S. seems not so sure about free trade. Is it a difficult decision?
No, it's not a difficult decision because we clearly believe in the US market. We call the United States our second home. And the products we are manufacturing, assembling in Spartanburg are well received in the world. So that's why we invested another $600 million, another 1,000 jobs in the next 4 years, because the new X3 will have a high demand. We are coming with a new X7 to the market, and that's clear. And the United States is still a very important big market for us here. So being successful in South Carolina, in the United States, is part of our strategy number 1X.
Well, and this isn't just about the United States as a market, right? I mean, you will employ 10,000 people here. You touch 120,000 jobs in the U.S.
True.
And you export $10 billion worth of cars, more than any other manufacturer, including Ford or GM. Have you explained this to President Trump?
I have that personally in March when I was with the German Chancellor visiting the President and his administration, that we are the biggest exporter, and he was surprised that we are 70% of our production goes to the world, built by BMW in the US, going to the world. So that was clearly explained. Also the investment in people, the additional jobs we created, the great people we have here in the plant, the commitment, the passion, and that was well received. But I also made clear we need free trade.
Do you think he understood those arguments? Because even after you met with him at the White House, he went to Brussels and told some of his counterparts that Germans are very bad and BMW sells millions of cars here. He wants to put a stop to that. Does that worry you?
No, I'm not concerned. This doesn't worry me, because the facts and what we achieved here together with our partners in South Carolina, that's a great achievement which is acknowledged as well. And we need these free trade for future growth, future business development, and we maybe have to explain that a little bit further as well. But I'm sure we will have a good relationship with the new administration.
All right, quick product question. You just unveiled the new X3, gorgeous, in a gorgeous blue. And these are becoming more and more popular for consumers, the smaller, more compact SUVs and SAVs, as you call them. But you're also building this behemoth X7 here in South Carolina. Are you optimistic for the X7 success as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of customers who already asked us, is there a car which is bigger than the X5 or X6? And the X7 will definitely give them opportunity to drive a bigger car with a little bit more space. So the US customers are waiting for the car. I got the same feedback from the US dealers. So I'm optimistic on the new X3, which is an even better car with more technical features, a lovely design, and I'm sure the third generation will be successful, but the new X7 will be definitely a success in the States.
I also want to ask about some of the other brands. Rolls-Royce Ghost 2 is my very favorite car of all time, but you also make the Minis, which I drive around Berlin all the time, super fun as part of your Drive Now program. Do you think you're going to be able to keep all of that manufacturing production in the UK in a post-Brexit world?
We will see what happens. I mean, we hope that there's a trade agreement definitely between the EU and the UK, and there's pragmatism on both sides, otherwise both sides would lose. But we are committed to our footprint in the UK as well, but you need to look at what comes and what development we will see, but I'm hoping we will see pragmatic solutions.
You've got, I think, over 8,000 workers there too in the UK. What if we get no deal? What if there's just a fallback on WTO rules? How bad is that?
I'm not believing that we get no deal, because that will only be a loser for both sides, and there will be a certain deal. We will see what the outcome is, but there will be jobs in the future in the UK as well, but we need to see what happens.
All right, let me ask finally about diesel, because I've always had a great love of diesel engines. I wanted an X550DM, you know, triple turbocharged, big diesel power, but it hasn't been very popular since the Volkswagen scandal. Do you think people are going to keep buying as many diesels as you're selling?
On a worldwide basis, we see still that there's a high portion of diesels, There might be the one or the other customer who might change, but they can buy, for example, an X5 plug-in hybrid instead of a diesel. The X5 plug-in hybrid is a very successful product here from Spartanburg in the worldwide SUV segment. So we have other opportunities as well, but in the current figures we only see a small decrease or nearly no decrease on diesel. And we clearly need the diesel for achieving the CO2 emissions in Europe. It's a must for 2020.
Or you could sell a lot more electric cars. You were a pioneer with the
i3.
i3.
We will achieve both. We are having a clear strategy on improving, increasing significantly the electric products like the i3, like the i8, like the 5 Series plug-in hybrid new on the market, the X5, and on the other side also to keep a high percentage of diesel cars.